I did speak about it in one of my videos. It's called The 5 Keys to Effortless Power. But I've kind of developed a little bit into 5 core questions, 5 key questions. And you can use any one of these questions to help you access a more powerful state, if you will, to help get you in contact with yourself. But you can also stack them. And as you stack them, you'll find that they start to build something pretty cool. So the first question we ask ourselves is, how can I be a little bit more calm? And as you ask yourself that question, I want your unconscious mind to help you with that. Ask the question and get out of your own way as you allow your body and you allow your whole being to start to respond with something that allows you to be a little bit more calm. And you may want to ask that a few times, how can I be a little bit more calm? For me, I ask that and I can feel my body just wants to breathe. The next question we ask ourselves is, how can I be a little bit more relaxed? Now, calm and relaxed are kind of similar, but I would say calm is a state of presence inside of your being. Relaxed is a state of physicality. So if you haven't already started to physically relax, then ask, how can I physically relax? What can I do to be a little bit more relaxed? Maybe that's adjust yourself. Maybe that's drop your shoulders. One thing that I often see with guys that tend to have very mental processes is they have this intense look on their face all the time and they don't even realize that they've got it. So relax your face, make sure you've got a nice relaxed mask, if you will, nice relaxed face. And I'll add a little hack in there, very simple thing, such a simple thing, but such a powerful thing that we can borrow from Taoism, is just put a little smile on your face. You don't have to be like the life of the party, but just a little bit, just a little smirk like, yeah, I know what's going on. I'm pretty calm and relaxed right now. Feels good. Third question is, how can I be a little bit more centered? Now, center is a concept that's very powerful, and in many ways, it's not just a concept. It might start as a concept when you're first beginning, but as you go deeper inside, you realize that it's actually a doorway into something very profound. Now, one of the simplest and easiest ways to start to work with center is to start to drop your power down into your belly. It's not the only way to become centered, but I want you to put your hands on your belly for a little while. And let's just breathe here. How can I become a little bit more centered? And as you feel more and more centered, you can start to relax through the belly, as if you're breathing in through the belly, as if there's a little mouth here on the front of your belly, just a little bit below your belly button. And as you start to become aware of breathing into this lower belly here, get to know that a little bit. One of the beginning breaths that's really good to learn how to center and relax into the body. If you guys know martial arts or meditation, you may already be familiar with this, which is great. So this will be fairly easy for you. If you're just learning, that's great too, because this is a new opportunity for exploring something. You just start to become more and more comfortable in the body. Interesting thing about being centered is that it connects you to your hips, it connects you into your legs and your feet, it connects you to your cock and balls, which is an important part of you, and you start to feel all of this part of yourself down. So one thing I want to address is it's really beautiful that you guys are working with your hearts and opening your hearts in this process of being in this kind of event. Is a very heart-opening journey. And we definitely want to explore what that means and how to open our hearts and be in our hearts. But we also want to remember that we have a power center here, because our hearts can only really be as strong and as powerful as we are centered inside of ourselves. So we want to counterbalance our beautiful hearts with some power. That's a very big lesson that you'll learn in time as well, is how do we integrate sensitivity and power inside of ourselves. Now, the next thing we're going to ask is, how can I sync my energy? Now, what I mean that is, it's very related to what we just did with the center here. As you sync, you feel as if you are rooting down into the earth, as if you and gravity are at one and you're getting pulled down into the earth. And imagine what it would be like if the majority of your energy was like the underside of an iceberg. So 80+% of you is actually this big, powerful mountain that's in the actual earth. And you're just this little peak outside on top. And I want you to start to feel, as you sink into the earth, that allows you to be really, really present with yourself in a way that's kind of present and just effortless. Now, working with these kinds of concepts can involve things like visualization, but more important than visualization is feeling. Can you feel it? I want you guys to start to learn that your bodies are the vehicle that you're really working with here. And when you feel your body, especially your feet, and you feel yourself connected to the earth, it starts to give you a lot more of who you are. You have a bigger range of expression that can start to show up. And it might feel a little bit weird to begin with if you're used to hanging out up here, if you're used to hanging out in kind of mental worlds all the time. One of the things that may come up is I'm not sure what this even feels like, or I feel numb, or I don't know. That's good. Stick with that. Keep working with it. Really common when I work with guys in coaching, and we do a lot of work across a lot of spectrums. And funnily enough, some of the most profound and really life-changing work is all the internal embodiment work, because that's where you can start to relax. Because if you know how to relax and just show up and be relaxed and be connected to yourself, then everything just starts to work a lot easier. And also another thing I want you guys to understand is that there's an integrity to gravity. Gravity works. You don't have to do anything for it to work. So you can start to work with gravity as an example of a trustworthy force, a force of integrity that's with you. And the truth is you're actually surrounded by things of integrity all the time. One of the things that I trained in was how to understand how to work with traumas and how to help people come out of traumatic states. And one of the things you can do to help people come out of traumatic states is help them realize the world is actually trustworthy. Like this table has strength and integrity to it. So I can touch it and be like, wow, that's real. I can trust that. My body has integrity. I can start to trust that. Because if we go into trauma states, we tend to be in chaos. So like, I don't know who I am. I don't know what's going on. I don't know what to believe or who to trust anymore. So when we have anxiety and self-doubt and things like that, we can easily lose ourselves. So to start to trust the ground underneath you is there. Seems pretty simple, but I want you to just work with that. It's like, cool, the ground is with me. The earth is with me. My body is with me. I can relax into that. I don't need to work to be okay. And one of the last ones, which is one of my favorites, is how can we extend our power into the world? And what I mean by that is how can we give ourselves out to the world? How can we extend our mind into the space around us? And these are actually warrior tools that I'm teaching you guys. This is stuff that it teaches you how to become a more powerful martial artist. But the funny thing is that martial arts is life. Being a warrior is part of life. So as you extend your energy into the world, what I mean by that is just extend the positive expectation that you can be present with what is. You can be with what's going to show up. One of the things that you'll notice when you start to get centered and balanced inside yourself and you start playing around with people is extending your energy into the possibility of what might happen is very important. Be centered in where's the best place to stand so that I can move in lots of different ways that allow me to accommodate what's going to happen. Because if you're in a very solid stance, then they might be vulnerable in one position. Now this goes for life. What's the center that you can find inside yourself that you can be more adaptive and versatile from? So extend your energy into the world, put that smile on your face again. Remember that smile? So here you are, infinite men, calm, relaxed, centered, sinking, and extending. And you can use any one of those questions. Like I said, they're all linked and chained and they all relate to each other. And if you do one well, the others will start to work. But if you know how to ask the questions, you remember them, then it's really going to help you.